As the party steps into the dimly lit cavern, an eerie silence surrounds them, only punctuated by the crackling sound of a distant, barely visible flame. The air is thick with smoke, a strange, sweet scent that makes the surroundings blur and tilt, as if the ground itself is shifting beneath their feet. Pyra's flames flicker erratically in her palm, while Thoradin's grip on his axe tightens involuntarily. Seraph and Wisp exchange confused glances, their eyes glossed over, each feeling an overwhelming urge to turn their weapons on their companions.
I narrow my eyes, recognizing the signs of an enchantment fogging our minds. Utilizing my fire magic, I conjure a gust of scorching wind aimed to disperse the smoke and clear the air. Stay focused, everyone. The smoke's enchanted.
I take a deep breath, scrunching my nose at the peculiar scent, and raise my shield high to cover our faces. "Get behind me, and let's keep our wits about us," I say, stepping forward to clear a path through the smoke and protect the party from any unseen threats.
I quickly dart to the side, skirting the edges of the cavern to avoid direct inhalation of the smoke, while keeping my eyes peeled for any traps or sources of the enchantment. "Don't breathe too deep. I'm checking for traps."
I close my eyes and mutter a solemn prayer to Kelemvor, raising my holy symbol. With a surge of divine energy, I cast Dispel Magic aimed at the source of the enchanted smoke, attempting to purge the malign influence from the air. The dead whisper that clarity lies just beyond the veil of illusion.
Pyra's gust of scorching wind collides with the smoke, sending heated eddies swirling, partially clearing the air but revealing twisted skeletal figures emerging from the shadows, their bones creaking ominously. Thoradin's shield reflects the soft, flickering light, creating a brief moment of lucidity as he pushes forward, his senses sharpened against any hidden peril. Wisp skillfully maneuvers along the cavern's walls, narrowly dodging a concealed tripwire that would have unleashed a cascade of lethal, jagged rocks. Seraph's prayer resonates with a divine surge, the enchanted smoke dissipating and revealing the source, a glowing, insidious rune etched into the cavern floor just beyond the skeletal guardians.
I summon an intense fireball, hurling it directly at the glowing rune on the cavern floor, aiming to disrupt or destroy its enchantment. Let's burn this curse away!
I charge forward, shield raised high, aiming to bash into the nearest skeletal figure with all my might to clear a path for Pyra's fireball. "Out of the way, you bone rattler!"
I duck low, stick to the shadows, and dart towards the rune, attempting to use my thieves' tools to disrupt or deface it before Pyra's fireball lands. Time to ruin their pretty carvings.
I grip my holy symbol tightly and cast Turn Undead, sending a wave of divine energy towards the skeletal figures to repulse them, giving Wisp the space he needs to reach the rune and ensuring Thoradin's path remains clear. Go back to your graves. Your time in our world is over.
The cavern erupts with light and heat as Pyra's fireball streaks toward the glowing rune, illuminating every corner in a brilliant, fiery blaze. The fireball clashes with the rune just as Wisp deftly scratches it with his tools, causing a cataclysmic flash and a sudden explosion that sends the skeletons scattering into heaps of bone. Thoradin's shield absorbs much of the blast's impact, but he remains steadfast, while Seraph's holy wave forces the remaining skeletal fragments to crumble into dust, their cursed animation finally broken. The air clears completely, revealing a now tranquil but charred rune, its power utterly extinguished.
I stride forward confidently, surveying the scorched remains of the rune with satisfaction. I conjure a small flame in my hand for additional light, carefully examining the charred markings to ensure the enchantment is truly destroyed. Great work, everyone. Let's see what else this place is hiding.
I stomp over to the scorched rune, giving the charred ground a good hard kick to make sure it's truly neutralized. Let's clear out and watch our backs. There might be more of these nasty surprises.
I slip out of the shadows, approach the charred rune, and inspect the surrounding area for any hidden compartments or traps that might have been triggered or revealed by the explosion. Let's see if they left us any goodies.
I step forward, moving past the ashes of the fallen skeletons, and examine the remains of the charred rune with a discerning gaze. I cast Detect Magic to ensure no lingering enchantments or hidden traps remain in the vicinity. The veil is lifted, but unseen forces may still linger.
Ayah-37 as the party scrutinizes the aftermath. The cavern's stillness is shattered by a thunderous rumble. The charred runes blast weaken the integrity of the cavern walls, and large chunks of rock start falling from the ceiling. A particularly massive boulder dislodges directly above the party, casting a looming shadow over them. Dust billows around them as they scramble, a mad dash to avoid being crushed as the cave threatens to become their tomb.
I channel the intense heat from within and thrust my hands upward, casting fire blast to vaporize the falling boulder into harmless debris before it can smash us. Watch out above. I've got this.
I brace myself, digging my feet into the ground, and raise my shield high above the party's heads to deflect any smaller falling debris, shouting, "Stay close to me! We've got to move now!"
I quickly dart to the nearest alcove or narrow passage, using my small stature to squeeze into cover and survey the safest route for the party. This way, before the whole place caves in,
I thrust my holy symbol towards the ceiling and cast Control Water, redirecting any underground streams or moisture in the rocks to temporarily bind and reinforce the cavern walls and ceiling, preventing further collapse. The unforgiving earth hungers, but today is not our day to feed it.
The cavern erupts in chaos as Pyra's fire blast meets the descending boulder, shattering it into a rain of smoldering pebbles and dust. Thoradin's shield, catching the smaller debris, glows faintly from the residual heat, while Wisp's quick thinking guides him safely into a narrow crevice. Seraph's divine intervention halts the cascading rocks, stabilizing the cavern's integrity temporarily, with trickles of water seeping through newly formed fissures to hold the walls in place. Amid the thinning dust, a hidden passage reveals itself at the far end of the cavern, beckoning the party with an eerie, iridescent glow.
I saunter over to the newly revealed passage, my curiosity piqued by the iridescent glow emanating from it. With a snap of my fingers, I conjure a small, floating fireball to reveal what lies ahead and illuminate the way. Let's see what secrets this glow is keeping.
I nod at Pyra, shaking off the last of the falling debris and tightening my grip on my axe, ready to face whatever lies ahead. All right, stick close. Let's make sure there ain't more trouble waiting for us, I say, moving to take point and lead the way through the passage, shield raised and senses on high alert for any danger.
I sneak over to the entrance of the hidden passage, closely inspecting the ground and walls for any traps or hidden mechanisms that might have been placed to guard it. Hang on. Let me make sure we don't trigger anything nasty.
I move towards the entrance of the hidden passage, extending my hand to cast light on my holy symbol, illuminating the path with a soft, ethereal glow to aid our vision. Even in the depths, Kelemvor's light reveals all shadows.
The hidden passage reveals a long, narrow corridor, the iridescent glow pulsing like a heartbeat, casting surreal shadows on the jagged walls. As the party steps cautiously through the entrance, an unsettling hum reverberates around them, growing louder with each step. Just ahead, the glow intensifies around a crystalline formation embedded in the corridor's end, its surface shimmering as if alive. This strange crystal seems to whisper promises of power, but something malevolent lurks within, its presence palpable and foreboding.
I approach the crystalline formation with wary confidence, feeling the intense heat of my magic ready at my fingertips. I conjure a controlled flame around my hand and carefully extend it towards the crystal, testing its reaction to my fire. Let's see if this thing plays nice with fire.
I step forward, positioning myself between Pyra and the crystalline formation, raising my shield defensively, and narrowing my eyes at the malevolent presence I sense. Stay behind me, Pyra. I'll handle whatever comes out of this cursed rock.
I tiptoe closer to the crystalline formation, keeping to the shadows and staying out of sight. Using my keen eyes and thieves' tools, I search for any subtle traps or hidden mechanisms that might protect the crystal from unwanted attention. Don't want any nasty surprises jumping out at us, do we?
I hold my holy symbol aloft, casting protection from evil and good on Thoradin to shield him from any malevolent influence the crystal might unleash. The malevolence within will find no purchase against our shield.
The moment Pyra's flame nears the crystalline formation, it flares up brilliantly, casting a dazzling array of colors and emitting an ominous hum that reverberates through the passage. Thoradin's shield glows faintly from Seraph's blessing as a protective aura envelops him. Suddenly, the crystal shatters, releasing a torrent of dark, swirling energy that forms into an ethereal, serpentine shadow creature, its eyes glaring with malevolent intent. Wisp barely manages to avoid a slashing tail as the creature lunges forward, the darkness threatening to engulf the party.
I summon a blazing serpent of my own, a manifestation of pure fire and light, and direct it to clash with the ethereal shadow creature in a searing display of elemental power. Light versus dark. Let's see who wins this dance.
I take a deep breath and rush forward, aiming to intercept the shadow creature with my shield. As I slam into it, I drive my axe into its form, attempting to pin it against the wall and hold it in place. You're not getting past me, Shadow.
I dart behind the shadow creature using my small stature and quick reflexes to stick my dagger into what I hope is its weak point, then swiftly leap back into the shadows to avoid retaliation. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you?
I grip my holy symbol tightly, invoking Kelemvor's power to cast banishment on the shadow creature, aiming to send it back to the dark realm from which it came. Return to the abyss, where the light shall never find you.
The serpentine shadow creature writhes violently as Pyra's blazing serpent collides with it, their flames absorbing some of its dark essence. Thoradin's shield connects with the creature, momentarily halting its advance, but the creature's ethereal form makes it difficult to pin down, slipping through his axe like mist. Wisp's dagger strikes true, injecting a moment of chaos into the creature's form, but it quickly recoils, lashing out blindly in pain. As Seraph's banishment spell takes hold, the shadow creature lets out a furious wail before being sucked into a swirling vortex of darkness, vanishing from the passage as if it had never been. All that remains is the shattered crystal and a quiet, eerie stillness.
I take a deep breath to steady myself, the adrenaline still coursing through my veins. With a flick of my wrist, I summon a gentle flame to light up the area and examine the remnants of the shattered crystal, looking for any clues or remnants of its origin and purpose. That was close. Let's find out what this thing was hiding.
I plant my feet firmly, scanning the area for any remaining threats. Then I move to stand beside Pyra, my axe at the ready, and give the shattered crystal a cautious nudge with my boot. No more surprises, I growl, keeping my guard up.
I carefully step around the shattered remnants of the crystal, inspecting the ground and the walls around it for any hidden compartments or secret doors that the crystal might have been guarding. Time to see if this spooky gem left any goodies behind.
I kneel beside the shattered crystal, holding my holy symbol tightly, and cast divination to commune with Kelemvor, seeking insight into the crystal's origin and any lingering malevolent forces. Kelemvor, reveal the secrets entombed within this shattered veil.